to conclude the review section, I want to give you a couple of ideas for long-term, difficult, but very, very winning ways to get many reviews.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
And a lot of the things that we did so far, that we've talked about so far, are things you can do relatively quickly. Get quick reviews, respond to reviews quickly. Those are short term. But this video is going to be about strategies that are not immediate. This video is about long-term strategies. And long-term most often beats short-term by a lot in the long run. So you do have to have an eye for the long term. I know as an entrepreneur, you need results now. But sometimes if you focus too much on the short term, you don't get to invest in the long term. And the long term is the stuff that wins you big. We need to unlock that bigger potential for the long term. And I'm going to give you two ways that people do this. And actually, I want you to think about how you can implement both of these ways. So the first one is you need to build your own audience and a following. Why? Because number one, you get to sell to them and you get to boost your listing. You get to boost your total revenue, you get to boost your reviews. All that stuff is going to get you ahead of your competitors on Amazon. And your competitors mostly don't have that. So that will be your secret weapon. But very important to also understand that people who are already your audience, let's say you have a big podcast or a big YouTube channel or a big Facebook following or a big Instagram, guess what? They already know you. And if they bought your stuff, they already like and trust you, which means on average, they will be leaving you higher reviews. You don't have to ask for higher reviews. They'll do it because they like you. They already know your work. That's a huge thing to start to understand, because that's the key. And when you build up your own personal or your business's big brand, when you make it big, you get a huge pool of audience to tap into all the time. And this is typically how you win very big and give yourself a tremendous advantage in many ways, right? More sales, more reviews, higher reviews on average. That's a tremendously winning combination. Now, strategy 2. Create tremendous customer support. It's not enough just to sell. You've got to make those people feel really good about buying from you and get a lot of value from buying from you. And you can do this by creating a Facebook group. For example, the grout cleaning client of mine, he ended up creating a tremendous Facebook group, mostly focused on customer support and teaching customers how to use the product better, all that. And a lot of his good reviews come specifically from his customer support. He has a dedicated person, which is actually his wife, only doing customer support. She goes out of her way to make sure that customers are happy. And those guys, unsolicited, that he doesn't have to ask, but they leave better reviews. So that combination of tremendous customer support, bigger and bigger and bigger following, that got him to the $1 million business that he has now, making over 6 figures a month on Amazon. And you can do the same thing, but it's not overnight. These are long term, and it's kind of like adding a whole job to you, right? Imagine if I told you, hey, start a big popular YouTube channel. It's kind of like having a whole new job. So it's not an easy undertaking, but long term, that's going to be the thing that wins. And you have to start thinking about it now and think like, what can you do? Is Facebook natural for you? Is Instagram natural for you? Is YouTube? But the caveat is you got to become big and you've got to create an engaged audience. If you don't, you're not going to get the benefits of these things. But if you get a engaged, tremendous growing audience and run tremendous customer support, you're going to blow your competitors on Amazon out of the water, and you are going to rank higher than them and dominate your product niche and win very big. If, also don't forget, your product is good. Those things, winning recipe to a tremendous Amazon business.